Hail, mortal.
Hello again and welcome back to Storm Talk, featuring Tyrael, the Archangel of Justice. You can take a moment to read his backstory, and we'll take a moment to look at his character model. If I have to make any complaints about his character model, is that Eldruin is so shiny. Like, it's so shiny you can't see any of the major details on it. Which, I mean, I guess is okay, since you're not really getting all up close in it. That's a little disappointing. Anyway, his trait is that he, is called Archangel's Wrath. When he dies, he becomes invulnerable.
Join you in the fight against evil.
He becomes invulnerable and will chase after people and explode. This is very similar to Kog'Maw from League of Legends, for example, where after he dies, he runs at people and blows up. His basic ability, Eldruin's Might, 55 mana cost with a 12-second cooldown. You slow and damage enemies in an area. Use this ability again to teleport to the area. Awkwardly enough, Eldruin looks a lot different in Eldruin's Might compared to Eldruin that's in his hand. His next ability is Righteousness, 65 mana, 12-second cooldown, and you gain a temporary shield. Kind of a little lackluster, but is extremely powerful for a tank.
Allow my sword to join you in the fight against evil.
Smite, mana cost 50, 7-second cooldown, damage an area and speed up all nearby allies. His heroic abilities are Judgment, charge, or for 100 mana and 80-second cooldown, charge towards a target, knocking back nearby enemies. Target is damaged and stunned. And Sanctification. Tyrael makes all nearby ally heroes invulnerable. It lasts for 3 seconds. Looking at his skins, here's Archangel of Justice and variations, Master Tyrael and variations. I actually really like his black Master skin because it reminds me of Reaper of Souls, the Dark Angels. He has the Seraphim Tyrael, which, if he's an Archangel, Seraphim would kind of be a demotion. But color variations. Again, I really like the middle one, the black, or the red one. I love the black-red color combination. It's probably one of my favorite, like, color schemes. But at the same time, it just makes him, like, he goes from, okay, angelic, demonic, to angelic, but with a little bit of human in it, maybe? Because, like, his wings in this form are a little more bird or hawk-like in color compared to, like, the pure white angelic, they say. But again, I just love this color scheme. And then demonic Tyrael. A lot of oranges and blacks. Go into the Fel energies from, like, World of Warcraft, and even into the arcane energies. We're going to go with the Seraphim second variation, because, again, I love this color scheme. Now, first off, let's show you his passive. This is going to be a little easy to do. Just take a couple of shots to the face. And once you die, you become a grenade. And you deal 240 damage at level 1. It's one of the strongest level 1 abilities I can think of. I think like one of the only stronger ones is Stitch's Eat Minion ability. Against minions, it's about 240, 260. Against people, it's like 20. So, anyway, his other abilities: Eldruin's Might, deals 60 damage, slows targets by 25%. Reactivate will teleport you and slow enemies that are nearby again. So, I can throw it over here. People are slowed. When I teleport over, they become slowed again.
Right the way.
So, awkwardly enough, you throw your sword, but your sword's still in your hand. Sadly enough, as you can see, in this form, I have like a red Elduin, but this one is the standard white. It'd be nice if they could change that. I know it's a lot to a lot to ask, but it'd be nice if they could find a way to change it, at least for some of the skins. Righteousness, it's a simple shield. Shields you for 225 and nearby allies for 90 for 4 seconds. And Smite. You rake through an area, deals 87 damage. Allies that move through the target area gain 25% movement speed for 5 seconds, including yourself.
Indeed.
To demonstrate his stats, he starts with 1,020 hit points with a 2.12 regeneration. 500 mana with a 3 regeneration. An attack range of 1.5, attack speed of 125, and attack damage of 37. All around, not bad. As we level up, you can see the increase.
Choose a talent.
So, he ends with 7,400 hit points, 15.38 regeneration, 790 mana with 5.83 regeneration. All stats are the same, and damage is now 240. Extremely powerful. And fast at that. Eldruin's Might does 330 damage at max level. The shield is for 950. 380 for your allies. Smite is for 435. And Archangel is for 1,400. Now, let's go into some of his talents.
Understood.
Of course, for the first line, we're going to take the first couple. So, Protection in Death. When Archangel's Wrath explodes, you shield nearby allies for 50% of their maximum health for 5 seconds. This is a great ability for tanks. The problem is, with 7,400 HP, you're usually not dying before your allies. It'd be nice if you had a taunt or something, but yeah, most of the time you're gonna be the one they wait to pick off later. Herodric's Reforging. Increase the damage dealt by Eldric's Might by 30%. Purge of Light. Smite deals 30% more damage to heroes. So, that gains 30% damage on Smite, or 30% damage on Elduin's Might. I personally go for Regeneration Master most of the time because regeneration. Like, seriously, why wouldn't you want more, like, to get health back faster? But this time we're going to go with Herodric's Reforging.
Choose a talent.
On level 4, you have Amplified Healing, General Talent. Vampiric Assault, General Talent. Angelic Absorption. Enemies that attack you while shielded grant 210 health over 3 seconds. It's a nice little healing talent. Retribution. Cooldown is lowered by 0.5 seconds for each target hit by Smite. and even in death. Non-heroic abilities can be used before exploding, but your explosion no longer deals damage. So it basically is, do you want to be able to pop your shield? Because Eldric's Runes, or Eldrain's Might is nice because you could, like, maybe get more distance, but... Or Smite, because you could go faster. But seriously, together at level 30, that's 800 damage. That's 1,400. It's mostly, do you want to pop shield on your allies? And if you were going to do that, you might as well have taken Protect in Death. Actually, the Protect in Death shield is better. So, kind of a bad talent. I can see where they were going with it, but they made the explosion so strong, and his cooldowns are so long. You have 3.5 seconds, and each of his cooldowns, the shortest one's a 7-second cooldown. You have two 12-second cooldowns. You can't, you could attack twice. If you could pop Righteousness, maybe drop 2 Smites or 2 Eldraine Runes, or Eldraine's Might. Why do I keep saying runes? You would be fine, but yeah. We're going to go ahead and go with Vampiric Assault.
Choose a talent.
At level 7, you have Battle Momentum, which is a general talent. Angel's Grace, after teleporting, you gain 25% movement speed for 3 seconds. Reciprocate. When your shield expires, it explodes for 450 damage. Zealotry, increase shield duration by 100%, up from 4 to 8 seconds. And Searing Attack, the general talent. We're going to take some Grace. Judgment, charges targets dealing 425 damage and stunning them for 1.5 seconds. While charging, nearby enemies are knocked back and take 200 damage. At level 13, you have Burning Rage. This is a general talent for tanks. Deals damage in an area around you. Not sure if we've seen it yet. Imposing Will. Enemies that attack you while shielded have their attack speed lowered by 50% and movement speed lowered by 50% as well for 2 seconds. Cast Aside. Smite pushes enemies outside of the target area. I love using this ability because it allows Smite to actually give you some area of control. Or Angelic Might. Gain 25% damage for your next basic attack for each target you hit by Smite. I'm going to have to hit that up next time because I'm not sure if that's per basic attack for each Smite or gain 25% on the next per Smite. Like 25% per target on the next. So we're going to have to look at that next time. We're going to be taking Burning Rage just because it looks cool. Especially with the skin and everything. Okay, at level 16 you have Blades of Justice. After teleporting to Eldraine's Might, your next 3 basic attacks within 5 seconds deal 75% more damage. Not a bad ability. But I usually go for Holy Ground. Create a ring that blocks enemies from entering the area you teleport to using Eldraine's Might. This also gives you area of effect balance. Salvation. Shield is 25% stronger for each allied heroes that get shielded. That's a nice little ability. Kind of a little lackluster compared to 3 basic attacks that deal 75% more damage, or being able to lock people out of an area. And then the general talent, Blood for Blood. We're going to be taking Holy Ground.
Choose a talent.
Now, Resurgence of the Storm and Fury of the Storm are both general talents. We also have Angel of Justice, increases the casting range of Judgment by 50%, and reduces its cooldown by 30 seconds. The casting range, as you can see, moderate circle.
Eternity awaits us.
Let's see here. I can kind of get a landmark. It's currently going through the towers. You can kind of see it here. And with Angel of Justice, goes much further.
Finally.
So, to show you some of these abilities, we didn't take anything for Righteousness or Smite, so mostly Eldraine's Might strong. This area of effect is holy, and enemies cannot enter it. And let's go ahead and toggle minions. So, as you can see, it pushes enemies out, and enemies have to go around it. It's pretty self-explanatory. Man, this fight's a lot harder than I thought it would be.
I must act. You've been found wanting.
So yes, as you can see, my health stayed up pretty high. My ability to shield, mixed along with Malfurion's ability to heal me, is able to keep me up. Also, life still in my punches. But I don't do a lot of damage, so let's see what we can do about that in the next round. You killed my friend. Okay, yeah, I'm not winning that fight alone. Go ahead and refresh targets, and auto level to 20.
Choose a talent.
Let's see. This time, let's go ahead and go for some smite damage. We'll take some smite regeneration. Or no, yeah, smite cooldown. Let's take some explosions to our shields. And sanctification. While channeling, make all nearby allied heroes, excluding you, invulnerable for 3 seconds. This is a really bad talent. I'm not even gonna joke. This is bad. At level 13, let's see. We'll take gain 25% damage per. Well, and hell, we'll even take Blades of Justice. With Holy Arena, increases the duration of sanctification by 1 second and increases damage of allies by 25%. So, toggle minions on.
Steadfast.
So, first off, let's take a look at this. We have 8 basic attack, or what is that?
I must act.
Do that again. I kind of messed that up a little. Okay, so it's 25% per target hit on the next basic attack, like one basic attack. Okay, so this will put out the damage output rather nicely. So, to show off this ultimate ability,
Victorious.
you kind of go up to the side, you shove your sword into the ground, and as you can see, the effects go to allied heroes. So, the problem with this is, as you can see, when the bad guys can't hit your teammates, they turn around and start punching you in the face. Which isn't so bad if they kill you because of Archangel's Wrath, but at the same time, they kill you. And don't know about you, but death doesn't sound that enjoyable. Now, there are some things that you can do with it that are pretty nice. For example, Malfurion's within tower range, so I can pop it and tower. He don't give 2 shits about towers now. But now Arthas is gonna be like, hey, he's a bad guy. So it does get kind of risky when you start running in to situations where, well, yeah, when you start running into situations where you're using sanctification, you start running into situations where you're making yourself the target. And as the tank, that's normally what you're supposed to want to do, but because you can't do anything, you can't pop your shield, you can't pop one of your attacks, you're making yourself the target and removing any of your abilities to actually tank. So it does become a little weird. Anyway, let's go ahead and toggle minions off. Get over here and start looking cool. And, well, this was my Storm Talk on Tyrael. I hope it was informative, and I hope it was enjoyable. Have a nice day.